Go.
Congratulations, Carol, on the commencement of your 7th decade on this earth. You have added yet another rich layer of strata to the maturity of your sisterhood. Your fellow Sibs are grateful. On this momentous occasion, my mind wanders to a time more than 50 years distant. I had accompanied you and Dave, recently engaged, on a car shopping mission. My dad apparently had a connection with a Chevy dealer in Valley City, North Dakota, about 50 lonely I-94 miles west of Fargo-Moorhead. So we cruised to the dealership, which featured a modest gravel-floored indoor showroom. My recollection is that we were going to test drive a silver Buick Riviera, a pretty hot unit in its day. But after we entered the showroom, my future brother-in-law's eyes were quickly transfixed on a 1962 red Corvette that pretty much smoked a Riviera. Dave test drove both, noted a concern about the transmission in the Riviera, and opted for the Vette. Even as a 12-year-old kid, I knew the transmission line was total bullshit. The dude wanted the Vette. I think Carol questioned the utility of the Vette as a family vehicle, but ultimately agreed that coolness carried the day. I recall the asking price on the Vette was $2,100, but due to my old man's connection, I think the price was lowered to $1,750. So Dave, excitedly and perhaps prematurely, ejaculating the ink from his pen over this new purchase, wrote a check for $17,500. The dealer reviewed the check, smiled, and asked for a redraft that the bank would honor. Upon successful completion of that task, the car was theirs. It was decided that Carol would return to Fargo in the somewhat homely green Ford sedan that transported us to Valley City. Dave and I would follow in the Vette after handling a few post-sale details. So Carol departed, and shortly thereafter so did Dave and I. We drove to I-94 and started speeding eastward. We'd been driving for 5 or 10 minutes and still no sight of Carol in that green Ford. That vehicle, incidentally, was notable only for the sticker on the passenger side visor on the front seat that read, "Let's neck in this wreck." Still, no sight of Carol on the barren interstate prairie as the speedometer in the Vette was pushed deep into double figures. Where could she possibly be, wondered Dave, taking a drag on his Marlboro. God damn it, Billy, if she took the wrong turn. We're now going 80, 90 plus miles an hour, but we didn't know if we were actually chasing Carol or speeding in the opposite direction. After a bit longer, we thought we spotted a speck on the road ahead of us. So Dave thrust the pedal with even more metal, and soon we saw the speck on the road that was indeed the green Ford with the romantic visor sticker. When we finally caught and drew even with this pace car, Carol, then in her premature ingenue stage, turned her head, flashed her teeth with a grin as wide as the plains. She seemed pretty darn proud of herself, and as an impressionable youth, I agreed. 50 plus years later, I still get a kick out of it. Thanks for the memory, sis. Happy 70th. Stay in the fast lane.